The Enchanted Forest Path, a gentle bedtime story for anxiety relief and deep rest the discovery. Take a deep breath with me now, and let it out slowly. Good. Let's begin our journey together. You find yourself standing at the edge of a magnificent forest on a peaceful summer evening. The day is gently fading, and the sky above holds that perfect soft blue color, like a robin's egg, with wisps of pink and gold brushing the horizon. The air is warm but not too warm, carrying with it the scent of pine and wild flowers and something sweet you can't quite name. Before you stretches a path, narrow and inviting, winding between ancient trees. The path is covered in soft moss, emerald green and springy beneath your feet. You're wearing the most comfortable clothes you can imagine, and your feet feel light, ready to wander. You take your first step onto the path, and immediately you notice how quiet it is here. Not silent, but quiet in the most peaceful way. You can hear birds singing their evening songs, their melodies gentle and unhurried. Somewhere in the distance, water is trickling over stones. The leaves above you rustle softly, like whispered secrets. As you walk further into the forest, you notice how the trees seem to welcome you. They're old, these trees, with thick trunks covered in textured bark. Some are oaks, their branches spreading wide like protective arms. Others are tall pines, reaching up toward the sky. And here and there, silver birches stand like elegant sentries, their white bark glowing softly in the fading light. The path curves gently to the left, and you follow it without hesitation. There's something about this place that feels safe, that feels like home. Your shoulders, which perhaps have been tense, begin to relax. Your jaw, which you might have been clenching without knowing it, softens. Your breath comes easier here. You notice small details now. Tiny white flowers growing alongside the path, their petals soft as silk. A butterfly, pale yellow, dancing from flower to flower. The way the light filters through the canopy above, creating patterns of gold and shadow on the forest floor. Everything here moves slowly, peacefully, as if time itself has decided to rest. The path leads you to a small wooden bridge, arching over a clear stream. You pause here, standing in the middle of the bridge, and look down at the water. It's so clear you can see smooth pebbles on the bottom, brown and gray and speckled. The water flows gently, making that soothing sound that water makes when it's in no hurry to get anywhere. You lean on the bridge railing, rough wood smooth under your hands, and just watch the water for a moment. A leaf, bright green, falls from somewhere above and lands on the surface. You watch it drift downstream, bobbing gently, carried along by the current. As it floats away, you imagine it carrying with it any tension, any worry, any stress from your day. Watch it go, getting smaller and smaller, until it rounds a bend and disappears. Taking another deep breath, you continue across the bridge. Your footsteps make soft sounds on the wooden planks. On the other side, the path continues, wider now, still carpeted in that soft moss that cushions every step. You walk on, and the forest grows even more beautiful. Ferns unfurl beside the path, their delicate fronds creating patterns like green lace. Mushrooms grow in small clusters at the base of trees, some brown, some with caps of brilliant red dotted with white. Everything here is alive and growing, but peacefully, without rushing. The light continues to soften as evening deepens. But you're not worried about darkness. This forest feels protective, safe. And besides, you notice now that there are tiny lights beginning to appear. At first you think they might be fireflies, but as you look closer, you realize there's something more magical. Small glowing orbs, soft as candlelight, float gently between the trees. They're warm-colored, golden and amber, and they illuminate the path ahead of you perfectly. One of these lights drifts close to you, hovering near your shoulder as if curious. You pause, and it circles around you once, twice, like a friendly greeting. Then it floats ahead, as if inviting you to follow. You smile and continue walking, following your luminescent guide deeper into this enchanted place. The trees seem even more ancient here, their roots creating natural stairs and archways across the path. You step over them carefully, noticing how some roots are covered in velvety moss, emerald green and soft. The air smells wonderful, full of earth and growth and life. You come to a place where the trees open up slightly, creating a small clearing beside the path. In the center of this clearing is an old stone bench, weathered and covered in patches of moss and lichen. It looks so inviting that you decide to rest here for a moment. You sit down on the bench, and it's surprisingly comfortable. The stone has been warmed by the day's sun and still holds that gentle heat. You settle back, and as you do, you notice the canopy of leaves above you, creating a cathedral ceiling of green and gold. Through the gaps in the leaves, you can see the first stars beginning to appear in the darkening sky. You close your eyes and simply breathe. Listen to the forest around you, the gentle rustle of leaves, the distant trickle of water, the soft hooting of an owl somewhere far away, the occasional creak of branches. It's like the forest is breathing with you, slow and peaceful. When you open your eyes, you feel even more relaxed, more peaceful. The glowing lights have multiplied now, creating a soft illumination throughout the clearing. They dance gently in the air, their light warm and comforting. You know there's more of the forest to explore, more of this magical path to follow. But for now, you're content to rest here, to breathe, to simply be. The enchanted forest holds you gently like a kind embrace, and everything here is telling you the same thing. You are safe, you are welcome, you are exactly where you need to be. The whispering willows. After resting on the stone bench, you feel a gentle pull to continue your journey. You rise slowly, taking your time, and return to the moss-covered path. The glowing lights seem to brighten slightly, as if pleased that you're ready to explore further into this peaceful sanctuary. The path leads you deeper into the forest, and with each step, you feel yourself letting go of more tension, more worry. It's as if the very act of walking here is healing, each footfall releasing something you no longer need to carry. As you round a gentle bend, the landscape begins to change. The towering oaks and pines gradually give way to something even more magical. Ahead of you, you see them, willow trees, dozens of them, their long, graceful branches hanging down like curtains of green silk. They grow along both sides of the path, creating a natural tunnel of cascading leaves. You step beneath the first willow, and its branches brush softly against your shoulders, like a gentle touch of welcome. The sensation is incredibly soothing, like being caressed by something soft and kind. You pause, closing your eyes, and let the willow branches sweep over you, releasing any remaining tightness in your neck, your shoulders, your back. The willows whisper. That's the only way to describe the sound they make. As the evening breeze moves through their hanging branches, they create the most peaceful rustling sound, like soft voices sharing secrets in a language you almost understand. It's not words exactly, but it feels like they're saying, "Rest, peace, let go, be still." You continue walking through this corridor of willows, and each tree seems to have its own personality. Some have thicker trunks, gnarled and ancient, covered in moss and small ferns growing in the crevices of their bark. Others are younger, more slender, their branches a brighter green. But all of them create this atmosphere of deep, profound peace. The path beneath your feet is even softer here. The moss is thicker, more lush, and scattered through it are small purple flowers, no bigger than your thumbnail. They give off the faintest sweet scent, like lavender mixed with vanilla. Each breath you take draws in this calming fragrance, and you feel it settling into your chest, into your lungs, spreading relaxation through your entire body. Between the willow trees, you notice the ground is covered in soft ferns and patches of clover. Here and there, smooth gray stones emerge from the greenery, worn round by time. The glowing orbs of light that have been accompanying you drift among the willow branches, their warm glow reflecting off the leaves and creating patterns of light and shadow that dance gently, hypnotically. You come to a place where the willows open up slightly, and you see that the path runs alongside a pond. The water is perfectly still, like dark glass, reflecting the willow trees and the deepening evening sky. The surface is covered in places with lily pads, their broad green leaves creating platforms on the water. And there, floating serenely, are water lilies in bloom, their petals white as fresh snow, glowing softly in the twilight. You step closer to the pond's edge, and as you do, you see your reflection in the still water. But somehow, the you that looks back seems more peaceful, more relaxed than you've felt in a long time. The water you has soft eyes, a gentle expression, shoulders that are loose and easy. As you watch, a ripple disturbs the surface. A fish has risen to catch an insect, creating expanding circles that spread across the pond. You watch these ripples move outward, getting wider and wider, until they reach the far shore and disappear. It reminds you of how worries work, how they spread through your mind. But here, you can watch them expand and then simply fade away. A frog calls out from somewhere across the pond, a low melodious sound. Another answers from a different location. Their calls are rhythmic, peaceful, another layer in this symphony of natural sounds. You notice a flat stone near the water's edge, positioned perfectly for sitting. You settle down onto it and find it's the ideal height, the ideal smoothness. From here, you can see across the entire pond. The willows on the far side create a green wall, their branches dipping down to touch the water's surface. As you sit here, breathing slowly, you notice small details. A dragonfly, iridescent blue, hovers above the water for a moment before landing delicately on a lily pad. Water striders skate across the surface, creating tiny dimples with their feet. A turtle, old and wise-looking, sits on a partially submerged log, completely still, just existing in this peaceful moment. The sky above continues to deepen into evening. The blue has darkened to indigo, and more stars are appearing, like diamonds scattered across velvet. Their light reflects on the pond's surface, joining with the glow from the floating orbs, creating a double sky, one above and one below. You hear a soft sound, and turn your head to see a deer emerging from between the willows. It's a doe, with large gentle eyes and a coat of soft brown. She walks to the pond's edge, just a little distance from where you sit, and lowers her head to drink. She seems completely unafraid of you, as if she knows you belong here, in this enchanted place. You watch her, barely breathing, not wanting to disturb this perfect moment. She drinks slowly, then raises her head, water droplets falling from her muzzle back into the pond. She looks directly at you, and in her eyes you see only peace, only acceptance. Then, as quietly as she appeared, she turns and disappears back into the willow grove. You realize your heart is full, brimming with a feeling you might call joy, or peace, or contentment, or perhaps all three mixed together. This place, this enchanted forest, is giving you something precious. It's reminding you that peace exists, that calm is possible, that there are places, even if only in your imagination, where you can be completely, utterly at rest. The willow branches continue their gentle whispering. The glowing lights continue their slow dance. The pond continues its perfect stillness. And you continue sitting here, breathing, being, letting this moment fill you completely. After a time that could be minutes or hours, you feel ready to continue your journey. You stand slowly, taking one last look at the peaceful pond, committing it to memory. You know that whenever you need to, you can return to this place in your mind, can sit by this water, can hear these willows whisper their songs of peace. The path continues along the pond's edge for a while, then curves away, leading back between the willows. You follow it, feeling even lighter now, even more relaxed. The willows seem to part for you, their branches creating an archway, ushering you forward into the next part of your enchanted forest journey. With each step, you carry the peace of the willow pond with you, feel it settling into your bones, your muscles, your very breath. You are safe. You are calm. You are exactly where you need to be. The garden of glowing flowers. As you leave the willow grove behind, the path begins to slope gently upward. Not steep, just a soft rise, easy to climb. Your legs feel strong and capable, and the slight exertion feels good, feels purposeful. The moss beneath your feet provides perfect cushioning with each step. The trees here are different again. They're smaller, more delicate, with smooth silver bark that seems to shimmer in the growing darkness. Their leaves are small and oval-shaped, and they rustle with a sound like rain on a distant roof. Peaceful, constant, soothing. The glowing orbs that have been your companions float alongside you, bobbing gently in the air like dandelion seeds caught on a breeze. Their light has grown brighter as the evening has deepened into night, and they illuminate the path ahead with a warm, golden glow that makes everything feel safe and welcoming. As you crest the gentle hill, you pause, taking a deep breath. And what you see before you takes that breath away in the most wonderful way. Spread out before you is a garden unlike any you've ever seen. It fills a natural clearing in the forest, and it is full, absolutely full of flowers. But these are not ordinary flowers. These flowers glow. You take a step forward, drawn by the beauty of it, and as you enter the garden, you're surrounded by soft, luminescent blooms in every color you can imagine. Some glow pale blue, like moonlight on water. Others shine soft pink, like the inside of a seashell. There are flowers glowing gentle purple, warm amber, soft green like new leaves, and white so pure it almost seems to hum with light. The flowers grow in natural clusters, creating rivers of color through the garden. They're all different types. Some are low to the ground, tiny star-shaped blossoms no bigger than your fingernail, growing in dense patches. Others grow on stalks as tall as your waist, their bell-shaped blooms hanging down like little lanterns. Still others grow on vines that wind around the silver-barked trees, climbing up toward the sky, their trumpet-shaped flowers pointing in all directions. You walk slowly along the path that winds through this magical garden, and with each step, you notice new wonders. The flowers seem to pulse very gently with light, not flickering, but breathing with luminescence. It's as if they have their own heartbeat, slow and steady and calm. The air here is filled with the most beautiful fragrance. It's sweet but not overwhelming, a mixture of honey and roses and something wild you can't quite name. Each breath you take is like breathing in peace itself, breathing in calm, breathing in comfort. You notice that there are benches scattered throughout the garden, carved from smooth white stone. They seem to invite rest, to offer a place to simply sit and absorb the beauty around you. You make your way to one that sits in the center of the garden, surrounded on all sides by glowing blooms. As you sit down, you realize the stone is warm, radiating a gentle heat that feels wonderful against your back, your legs. It's like sitting in the last warmth of sunshine, even though night has fully fallen now. Above you, the stars are brilliant, countless points of light, and they seem to mirror the glowing flowers around you. It's as if the garden is a reflection of the night sky, or perhaps the night sky is a reflection of the garden. Either way, you're sitting at the center of infinite beauty. You close your eyes for a moment, just feeling the warmth of the stone beneath you, the soft breeze moving across your skin, the sweet fragrance of the glowing flowers, the sounds of the forest around you, gentle and far away. Everything here is designed for peace, for rest, for letting go. When you open your eyes, you notice something magical happening. Small creatures are beginning to appear in the garden. Butterflies, but not like any you've seen before. Their wings are translucent, catching the light from the flowers and refracting it into tiny rainbows. They drift from bloom to bloom, moving slowly, gracefully, as if dancing to music only they can hear. And there, hopping along the path, is a rabbit. Its fur is silvery white, and its eyes are large and dark and kind. It stops not far from where you sit, its nose twitching, and begins nibbling on the clover that grows between the flowers. It seems completely at peace, completely unafraid. A bird calls softly from one of the silver-barked trees. It's a liquid, melodious sound, and it's answered by another bird somewhere else in the garden. Their song is slow, unhurried, a lullaby for the forest. You notice that some of the flowers are closing their petals for the night, like hands folding in prayer. As they close, their glow softens but doesn't disappear, creating small points of gentle light throughout the garden. Other flowers are opening, unfurling their petals to the night, their luminescence growing brighter as they bloom. Near your feet, you see a flower you hadn't noticed before. It's growing alone, a single stem with a single bloom. The flower is shaped like a cup, and its color is the softest lavender, glowing with a light that seems especially warm, especially welcoming. You have the feeling that this flower is blooming just for you, that it's a gift from the garden itself. You reach down slowly and cup your hands around the flower, not touching it, just surrounding it gently. The light from the bloom fills your palms with soft purple radiance, and you feel warmth spreading from your hands up your arms into your chest, filling your entire body with a sensation of deep, profound peace. You hold your hands there for a long moment, receiving this gift, accepting this offering of calm and comfort. Then you slowly move your hands away, leaving the flower to glow in the night, and you bring your hands to your heart, pressing the warmth there, keeping it close. Looking around the garden, you feel a wave of gratitude. Gratitude for this place, for this journey, for this moment of absolute peace. All the stress of the outside world feels so far away now, like something from another lifetime. Here, in this garden of glowing flowers, there is only beauty, only calm, only the gentle present moment. The silver rabbit has moved closer now. It sits on the path near your bench, grooming its face with its paws, completely content. The translucent butterflies continue their slow dance. The flowers continue their gentle pulse of light. And you continue sitting here, breathing slowly, feeling your body relax more deeply than it has in longer than you can remember. Your eyelids feel heavy, but pleasantly so. Not with tiredness that needs to be fought, but with the kind of drowsy contentment that comes from perfect peace. You let your eyes close again, just resting, and behind your closed lids, you can still see the gentle glow of the flowers, soft colors painting the darkness. The garden seems to hum very quietly, a sound you feel more than hear. It's the vibration of growing things, of living light, of nature's own peaceful song. It resonates in your chest, in your bones, helping everything inside you to slow down, to rest, to be still. You don't know how long you sit here. Time doesn't seem to exist in the same way in this enchanted place. But eventually, you feel a gentle pull to continue your journey. There's more of the forest to explore, more peace to discover, more healing to receive. You stand slowly, taking one last long look at the garden of glowing flowers. The silver rabbit watches you with its kind eyes. The butterflies swirl once around you, as if saying goodbye. And that special lavender flower near your feet seems to glow just a little brighter, a farewell and a blessing. You make your way back to the path, which continues on the far side of the garden. As you walk between the last of the glowing blooms, you feel yourself carrying their light with you, inside you, like a candle that will never go out. The path leads gently downward now, back into the forest, but you're not leaving the peace behind. You're taking it with you, adding it to the calm from the willow pond, building layer upon layer of deep, restful tranquility. The enchanted forest has more wonders to show you, more gifts to give, and you're ready to receive them all. The crystal stream. The path winds downward through the forest, gentle and easy beneath your feet. The glowing orbs continue to light your way, and now they're joined by a new sound, a sound that grows clearer with each step you take. It's the sound of water, but not the gentle trickle you heard before. This is different, more musical, like nature's own wind chimes singing in the darkness. The trees here are tall and straight, with bark that feels cool and smooth when you brush your fingers against it as you pass. Moss grows on their northern sides, soft as velvet, glowing faintly with its own subtle luminescence. Everything in this forest seems to hold light, to offer comfort, to whisper peace. As you round a bend in the path, you see it, a stream, wider than the one you crossed earlier, flowing through the forest in a series of small cascades. But this is no ordinary stream. The water itself seems to shimmer with an inner light, and as it flows over rocks and around bends, it creates that crystalline music you've been hearing. You move closer, drawn by the beauty and the sound. The stream flows over smooth stones, some dark, some pale, but all polished by years of water flowing over them. Where the water cascades from one level to another, it creates tiny waterfalls, each one catching the light and throwing it back in sparkles and gleams. The banks of the stream are covered in smooth river stones and soft green moss. Here and there, small flowering plants grow right at the water's edge, their roots drinking from the stream. Their flowers are white and star-shaped, and they nod gently in the breeze created by the flowing water. You find a flat stone at the stream's edge, positioned perfectly for sitting. You settle down onto it, and immediately you can feel a fine mist on your face, tiny droplets of water carried on the air. It feels refreshing, cleansing, like the gentlest rain. Looking into the stream, you can see right to the bottom. The water is perfectly clear, so transparent it's almost invisible except where it catches the light. You can see every pebble on the streambed, every grain of sand between the stones. The water flows steadily but not quickly, moving with purpose but without urgency. You notice movement in the water and lean forward slightly to see better. There are fish, small and silver, swimming in schools. They move together like one being, turning in unison, their scales catching the light and flashing like tiny mirrors. Watching them is hypnotic, their synchronized movements creating patterns that seem almost choreographed. The sound of the water is incredibly soothing. It's constant but varied, a complex melody of gurgles and splashes, and the soft rush of water over stone. It's the kind of sound that can fill your mind completely, leaving no room for thoughts or worries. Just the music of water, eternal and peaceful. You reach down and trail your fingers in the stream. The water is cool but not cold, refreshing without being shocking. It flows around your hand, and you can feel its gentle pressure, its constant movement. You cup some water in your palm and watch it sparkle there for a moment before letting it flow back into the stream. As it rejoins the current, you imagine it carrying away any last traces of tension, any remaining anxiety. The stream accepts it all and carries it away downstream, away into the distance, transforming it into something else, something neutral, something that returns to nature and causes no harm. You notice that across the stream, on the opposite bank, there are large flat stones creating a natural bridge. They're spaced perfectly for stepping, each one stable and secure. You feel drawn to cross, to see what lies on the other side. Standing carefully, you make your way to where the stepping stones begin. The first stone is large and flat, with a slightly rough surface that provides good grip. You step onto it confidently, finding your balance. The water flows around it, creating a soothing burble. Step by step, you make your way across the stream. Each stone is solid beneath your feet. The water flows around and between them, singing its crystalline song. Halfway across, you pause on one of the larger stones, standing in the middle of the stream, surrounded by flowing water on all sides. From here, you can see both banks, can hear the water all around you. The glowing orbs have followed you and now hover nearby, their light reflecting off the moving water and creating dancing patterns of gold on the surface. You close your eyes and just listen, just feel. The mist on your face, the cool air rising from the water, the stone solid beneath you, the constant, soothing sound filling the air. You take a deep breath, and as you exhale, you feel something shift inside you. A release, a letting go of something you've been holding onto for too long. The stream accepts it, carries it away, and you feel lighter for its absence. Opening your eyes, you complete your crossing, stepping onto the far bank. The forest here is similar, but somehow feels even more peaceful, even more protected. The trees grow close together, their branches interweaving overhead to create a natural ceiling. The undergrowth is soft and lush, full of ferns and flowering plants. There's a tree here, right at the stream's edge, that catches your attention. It's an old tree, gnarled and thick, with roots that spread out like fingers into the earth. Some of these roots extend into the stream itself, creating natural seats and rests. The trunk is covered in soft moss, and the tree seems to radiate a sense of ancient wisdom, of having seen countless seasons come and go. You settle down against this tree, nestling between two of its large roots. The bark is surprisingly comfortable against your back, and the roots on either side of you create a perfect natural chair. From here, you can watch the stream flow by, can listen to its endless song. The tree seems to welcome you, seems to hold you gently. You can almost feel it breathing, slow, deep breaths that match the rhythm of the earth itself. You let your own breathing sync with this ancient rhythm, slow and deep and peaceful. A night bird calls from somewhere in the canopy above, a soft hooting sound. It's answered by another further away. Their calls are like a conversation, gentle and unhurried. The forest is alive with small sounds, but none of them are jarring or alarming. They're all part of the peaceful symphony of night. You notice how the stream creates a boundary between where you've been and where you are now. It's as if in crossing it, you've moved even deeper into peace, even further into rest. The journey so far, through the willows and the glowing garden, has prepared you for this deeper calm, has opened you to receive this profound relaxation. Your muscles feel loose and relaxed. Your mind feels quiet, still. Your breathing is slow and easy. The tree supports you, the stream sings to you, the forest holds you. Everything here is conspiring to give you peace, to offer you rest, to help you let go of everything that weighs you down. The glowing orbs settle around you, some hovering in the air, others coming to rest on nearby branches or stones. Their light is soft and warm, like candlelight, creating a gentle glow that makes everything feel safe and sacred. You could stay here forever, you think. Sitting against this ancient tree, listening to the crystal stream, held by the peaceful forest. But you also sense that there's more ahead, more wonders to discover, more healing to receive. The enchanted forest has more gifts for you, and you're ready to continue receiving them. But for now, for this perfect moment, you simply rest. You let the sound of the water wash through you, let the support of the tree ground you, let the peace of the forest fill you completely. You are safe. You are calm. You are held. You are exactly where you need to be. The stream continues its endless flow, carrying away all that you don't need, leaving only peace, only calm, only this perfect, restful moment. The moonlit meadow. After resting against the ancient tree, you feel a gentle stirring, a quiet invitation to continue your journey. You rise slowly, placing your hand on the tree's trunk for a moment, as if thanking it for its support. The bark feels warm beneath your palm, and you could swear you feel a pulse there, slow and steady, the heartbeat of something very old and very wise. The path continues along the stream for a while, and you walk beside the flowing water, its crystalline song accompanying you. The glowing orbs float ahead, lighting your way, and you notice that the forest is beginning to change again. The trees are spreading out, growing less dense, and through the gaps between them, you can see something bright ahead. As you walk, you become aware of a new light source. It's not the warm gold of the floating orbs or the soft glow of the forest's luminescent plants. This light is cooler, silvery, beautiful in a different way. And then you see it, rising above the trees ahead, the moon. It's full, perfectly round, hanging in the night sky like a pearl against black velvet. Its light is brilliant but gentle, bright enough to see by but soft enough to feel peaceful. The sight of it fills you with wonder, with awe, with a sense of being connected to something vast and timeless. The trees open up completely, and you step out of the forest into a meadow. The contrast takes your breath away. After the enclosed feeling of the forest, this open space feels expansive, free, infinite. The meadow stretches before you, rolling gently, covered in grass that glows silver in the moonlight. The grass comes up to your knees and whispers as you walk through it, a soft shushing sound like gentle waves on a distant shore. The blades are cool and slightly damp with dew, and they brush against your legs as you move forward into the meadow. The sky above is overwhelming in its beauty. Without the trees to block your view, you can see the full expanse of the heavens. Stars beyond counting scatter across the darkness, some bright, some dim, some forming the familiar constellations you might recognize. The Milky Way stretches across the sky like a river of light, countless stars so distant they blend together into a luminous cloud. And dominating it all is the moon, that beautiful full moon, pouring its silver light down onto the meadow. Everything it touches seems transformed, made magical. The grass glows. The dew drops on the blades catch the light like tiny diamonds. Even the air seems to shimmer with moonlight. You walk further into the meadow, and with each step, you feel more expansive yourself, as if the openness of this place is opening something inside you as well. Your chest feels wider, you're breathing deeper. There's room here, room to be, room to feel, room to simply exist without constraint. In the center of the meadow, you notice a slight rise, a gentle hill. Something draws you toward it, and you make your way there, the grass whispering around you, the moonlight guiding you. As you climb the small hill, you feel the effort in your legs, but it's a good feeling, a healthy feeling, reminding you that you have a body and it's strong and capable. At the top of the hill, you pause and turn in a slow circle, taking in the full view. From here, you can see the entire meadow spread out around you. You can see the dark line of the forest you emerged from, the trees standing like silent guardians around the meadow's edge. You can see rolling waves of silvery grass extending in all directions. And above you, you can see the infinite sky, vast and beautiful and eternal. You sit down on the hilltop, settling into the grass. It's soft beneath you, cushioning you and slightly cool. You lean back on your hands and tilt your head up to look at the sky, really look at it. Have you ever noticed how looking at stars can make you feel both infinitely small and infinitely important at the same time? Sitting here under this vast sky, you feel the truth of your smallness, the reality that you're one tiny being on one small planet in an incomprehensibly large universe. And somehow, instead of being frightening, this feels comforting. Your problems, your worries, your anxieties, they're small too. They're temporary, fleeting, like clouds passing across this eternal sky. But at the same time, you feel the miracle of your existence. Against all odds, you are here. You are alive. You are conscious. You can see these stars, can feel this grass, can breathe this air. You are part of this vast universe, made of the same stuff as those distant stars. You belong here. You are not separate from any of this. You are woven into the fabric of existence itself. A shooting star streaks across the sky, bright and brief, and you gasp with delight. Make a wish, the old saying goes, but you realize you don't need to wish for anything. In this moment, you have everything you need. You have peace. You have this perfect moment. You have yourself here, now, alive and aware and present. The moon continues its slow journey across the sky. If you watch it carefully, you can almost perceive its movement, the way it gradually shifts position against the background stars. Everything in the universe is moving, flowing, changing, and yet in this moment, everything also feels perfectly still. A cool breeze moves across the meadow, bending the grass in waves like the surface of a silver ocean. The breeze reaches you, lifting your hair, cooling your skin, carrying with it the scent of grass and wildflowers and night air. You close your eyes and just feel it, this breath of the earth itself, this gentle reminder that you are held by something much larger than yourself. When you open your eyes, you notice that fireflies have begun to appear. They rise from the grass, blinking on and off, their small lights golden against the silver moonlight. 1, 2, a dozen, hundreds, they emerge until the meadow around you is filled with their dancing lights. They rise and fall, blink and dim, creating patterns of light that seem random, but somehow also feel purposeful, like a language you almost understand. One firefly lands on your hand, and you hold very still watching it. Its light pulses gently, on and off, a tiny beacon. Then it lifts off again, rejoining its companions in their aerial dance. You lie back now, stretching out on the hilltop, your arms spread wide, your body relaxed completely. The grass cushions your head, soft as any pillow. From this position, the sky fills your entire field of vision. There's nothing else, just the vast expanse of space, the moon, the stars, the infinity of the night. Your breathing slows even more. Each breath in draws the cool night air deep into your lungs. Each breath out releases more tension, more worry, more of everything you don't need. The earth supports you completely. Gravity holds you gently against the ground. You're grounded, connected, safe. You become aware of sounds. The grass rustling. A cricket chirping somewhere in the meadow. An owl hooting from the forest edge. The breeze moving across the open space. But mostly there's silence. Deep, profound silence. The kind of quiet that allows you to hear your own heartbeat, slow and steady and strong. Time seems to stop here in the moonlit meadow. Past and future fade away, and there's only this eternal present moment. You, the earth, the sky, the moon, the stars, all existing together in perfect harmony. You could fall asleep here, you think. Just drift off under this beautiful sky, held by the earth, watched over by the moon. And perhaps you do, just for a moment, just a brief doze where the boundary between waking and sleeping blurs. When you stir again, the moon has moved slightly across the sky, but its light is still bright, still beautiful. The fireflies still dance. The stars still shine. And you still lie here, peaceful, calm, more relaxed than you've been in longer than you can remember. Eventually, you sit up slowly, taking your time, not wanting to rush this perfect peace. You look out across the moonlit meadow one more time, memorizing this scene, this feeling, knowing that whenever you need to, you can return here in your mind, can lie beneath the sky, can feel this profound peace. The path continues on the far side of the meadow, leading back toward the forest. You can see where it enters the trees, a dark opening in the silvery line of the forest edge. There's more journey ahead, more of the enchanted forest to explore, more peace to discover. You stand, brushing bits of grass from your clothes, and begin walking down the gentle hill toward the path. The grass whispers farewell. The fireflies swirl around you once, as if saying goodbye. The moon shines down, blessing your journey. As you reach the edge of the meadow and prepare to enter the forest again, you take one last look back. The meadow spreads out behind you, silvery and serene, the hilltop at its center glowing in the moonlight. You carry this image with you, this feeling of openness and peace, as you step back into the trees. The enchanted forest welcomes you back into its embrace, and you continue your journey, deeper into peace, deeper into rest, deeper into healing. The singing stones. As you re-enter the forest from the moonlit meadow, the trees embrace you like old friends. The moonlight filters through the canopy above, creating shifting patterns of silver and shadow on the forest floor. The glowing orbs that have been your constant companions brighten slightly, as if happy to have you back among the trees. The path here is different from before. Instead of soft moss, it's now lined with smooth river stones, each one perfectly rounded and fitted together like a natural mosaic. They're comfortable to walk on, and your footsteps make a gentle tapping sound as you move forward, a soft rhythm that's soothing in its repetition. The air smells wonderful here, rich with the scent of earth and pine and something else, something mineral and ancient, like the inside of a cave or the smell of rain on hot rocks. It's grounding, that smell, connecting you to the deep places of the earth, to stone and soil and the bones of the world itself. As you walk, you begin to notice large stones appearing alongside the path. They're not like the small, smooth stones beneath your feet. These are boulders, some as tall as you are, others even larger. They're ancient, these stones, worn smooth by countless years of wind and rain. They're beautiful, varying in color from deep gray to warm brown to pale cream, some with veins of white crystal running through them that catch the light and sparkle. You reach out and touch one of the stones as you pass. It's cool beneath your palm, solid, permanent. There's something deeply reassuring about stones, isn't there? They've been here for so long, will be here for so long after. They've witnessed seasons beyond counting, have stood through storms and sunshine, through the growth and fall of trees, through the passage of countless footsteps. They hold within them a kind of patience, a kind of peace that comes from being exactly what they are, unchanging in content. The path curves, and you follow it around a particularly large boulder. As you do, you hear something that makes you stop and listen. It's a sound unlike anything you've heard before. It's musical, but not like birdsong or wind chimes. It's deeper, more resonant, almost like singing but not quite. It's coming from somewhere ahead. Curious, you continue forward, and the sound grows clearer. The path opens up into a clearing, and what you see there fills you with wonder. The clearing is filled with stones of all sizes, arranged in what seems like a random pattern, but somehow feels intentional. And the stones are singing. That's the only way to describe it. As the gentle breeze moves through the clearing, it passes over and around and between these stones, and they create this incredible music. Each stone produces a different tone depending on its size and shape and the way the wind touches it. Together, they create a symphony, harmonious and deeply soothing. You move further into the clearing, walking carefully between the stones. Some are small, no bigger than your fist, sitting on larger flat stones. Others are massive, twice your height, standing like silent sentinels. The wind moves through them, and the music continues, rising and falling in gentle waves of sound. You notice that many of the stones have been naturally hollowed out by wind and water over the ages, creating bowls and caves and channels that the wind flows through. This is what creates the singing, the air moving through these natural instruments, these stone flutes carved by time itself. There's a particularly large flat stone near the center of the clearing, positioned perfectly for sitting. You make your way to it and settle down onto its surface. It's smooth and surprisingly comfortable, and it still holds a trace of warmth from the day's sun, even though night has long since fallen. From here, you can see the entire clearing, can watch the wind moving through the stones. It's mesmerizing, the way the wind shifts and changes, creating ever-varying melodies. Sometimes the song is high and light, almost ethereal. Other times it drops to a deep resonant hum that you feel in your chest as much as hear with your ears. You close your eyes and simply listen. The stone music washes over you, through you, each note seeming to touch something deep inside. There's something about these tones, these natural frequencies, that feels healing. They vibrate at just the right pitch to ease tension, to calm anxiety, to bring everything inside you back into harmony. Your breathing naturally syncs with the rise and fall of the stone song. Breathe in as the notes rise, out as they fall. In with the higher tones, out with the lower. Your heartbeat seems to slow, to match the rhythm of the music. Your muscles relax even more deeply than they already were. This is healing on a cellular level, you think. This is peace that goes all the way down to your bones. As you sit and listen, you become aware that you're not alone in the clearing. Small animals have begun to appear, drawn by the stone song just as you were. A fox, sleek and red, pads silently between the stones, its tail flowing behind it like a banner. It seems completely unafraid, at peace. A family of rabbits emerges from the forest edge, hopping across the clearing, pausing to clean their faces with their paws, their ears swiveling to catch the stone music. Even more magical, you see what looks like small spirits or wisps of light moving between the stones. They're not the same as the glowing orbs that have been lighting your way. These are more ethereal, more translucent, like beings made of moonlight and mist. They dance to the stone song, twirling and swaying, and you sense that they're ancient guardians of this place, drawn here by the music just as everything else is. The wind shifts and the song changes. Now it's deeper, more resonant, like the earth itself humming. You feel this vibration in the stone beneath you, a gentle thrumming that rises up through your body. It's like receiving a massage from the inside out, every cell in your body vibrating in harmony with the stone's frequency. You open your eyes and look up at the sky. The moon is visible through a gap in the canopy, and its light illuminates the tops of the tallest stones, making them glow softly. The stars are visible too, and you notice that the stone song seems to echo the vastness of the sky, seems to connect earth and heaven through sound. There's a smaller stone near where you sit, a beautiful piece of smooth gray granite with veins of pink crystal running through it. You reach out and place both hands on it, connecting with it directly. The stone is cool and solid, and you can feel the vibration running through it as the wind sings across its surface. You imagine this stone's journey, how it was once part of a mountain perhaps, broken free by ice or water, carried here by some ancient glacier, shaped by wind and rain over thousands of years until it became this perfect instrument. And you think about your own journey, the path that has brought you here to this moment. All the experiences that have shaped you, smoothed your rough edges, brought you to this place of seeking peace and rest. Like the stone, you've been on a long journey. Like the stone, you've weathered storms. And like the stone, you can create beauty, can sing your own song, can be exactly what you are, and that is enough. The wind continues its work, and the stones continue their song. A night bird adds its voice to the symphony, calling out clear notes that blend perfectly with the stone music. The fox is curled up near one of the larger boulders, apparently deciding to rest here and listen. The rabbits nibble contentedly on clover growing between the stones. The spirit lights continue their gentle dance. Everything here exists in perfect harmony. The stones, the wind, the animals, the spirits, you. All part of one great symphony, one grand song of existence. And in this moment, you understand something profound. You are always part of this harmony. Even when you can't hear it, even when life feels chaotic and discordant, you are still part of the great song. You belong. You always have. You always will. You sit with this understanding, letting it settle into your heart, your mind, your body. The stone song continues to wash over you, each note a reminder, each chord a confirmation. You are safe. You are held. You are part of something vast and beautiful and eternal. After a time that could be minutes or hours, time moves differently here. You feel ready to continue your journey. But you'll carry this with you, this stone song, this understanding. Whenever you need to, you can hear it in your mind, can feel its healing vibrations, can remember that you are part of the harmony of all things. You stand slowly, placing your hand one more time on the singing stone near you, feeling its vibration, receiving its blessing. You bow slightly to the clearing, to the stones, to the spirit lights, to the animals who have shared the space with you. And then you turn back to the path. As you leave the clearing, the stone song begins to fade behind you, growing softer but never completely disappearing. It will always be there, playing its eternal music, waiting for whoever needs to hear it next. And a part of you will always be there too, sitting on that flat stone, listening at peace, in harmony with everything that is. The path continues deeper into the forest, and you follow it, carrying the stone song with you, another layer of peace added to all the others you've collected on this enchanted journey. The grove of ancient trees. The path leads you deeper into the forest, and with each step, you sense that you're moving into a place of even greater age, even deeper peace. The trees here are different from any you've encountered so far. They're older, much older, their trunks impossibly thick, their branches spreading wide and high above you. The glowing orbs that have been your faithful companions seem to dim slightly, as if in respect for this sacred place. The moonlight that filters through the canopy is softer here, reverent. Even your footsteps seem to quiet, the stones beneath your feet making almost no sound. You're entering what feels like the heart of the forest, a place that has stood unchanged for centuries, perhaps for millennia. The air itself feels different here, thicker somehow, rich with the accumulated peace of countless years. Each breath you take seems to draw in not just air but also tranquility, wisdom, the essence of time moving slowly. The path widens and opens into a grove, and you stop at its edge, taking in the sight before you. 7 trees stand in a rough circle, each one massive, ancient beyond imagining. Their trunks are so wide that 5 people holding hands couldn't circle them. Their bark is deeply furrowed, creating patterns like rivers flowing up toward the sky. Moss and lichen cover them in places, adding texture and color, greens and grays and silvery whites. These trees are oak trees, you realize, but oaks like none that exist in the ordinary world. These are the grandmothers and grandfathers of all oak trees, the ancient ones, the first ones perhaps. Their branches interweave above the grove, creating a living cathedral ceiling, and their roots spread out across the ground, creating natural seats and pathways between them. You step into the grove, and immediately you feel embraced by a presence. Not threatening, not frightening, but powerful in the most gentle way. It's the presence of age, of wisdom, of beings that have witnessed the turning of seasons beyond counting. These trees have seen civilizations rise and fall, have weathered storms that would have broken lesser beings, have stood firm through everything time could throw at them. And they're still here, still standing, still growing, still reaching toward the light. You approach the nearest tree, and place your hand on its trunk. The bark is rough beneath your palm, warm and alive. You can feel the life force of this tree, slow and steady, patient beyond human understanding. If you stay very still, very quiet, you can almost feel the sap moving through its veins, the water being drawn up from the roots far below, the leaves above breathing in and out so slowly. Looking up, you try to see the top of the tree, but it's so tall that it disappears into the darkness and moonlight above. The branches spread out like arms, each one as thick as a normal tree trunk. Some branches stretch toward the other trees in the grove, and in places they've grown together, fused over the years, creating living bridges from tree to tree. In the center of the grove, you notice that the ground dips down slightly, creating a shallow bowl. The earth here is soft, covered in layers and layers of fallen leaves from countless autumns. They've decomposed over the years, creating a deep, rich soil that's soft as a feather bed. You make your way to this central spot and settle down, sitting cross-legged on the leaf-soft ground. From here, you can see all 7 trees surrounding you, their massive trunks forming the walls of this natural sanctuary. Above, their branches create a canopy that filters the moonlight into a soft, diffused glow. A few stars are visible through gaps in the leaves, twinkling like distant blessings. The silence here is profound. It's not the absence of sound, but rather a deep, living quiet that seems to hum with presence. You can hear your own breathing, your own heartbeat. You can hear the occasional creak of a branch moving in the breeze, the whisper of leaves shifting against each other. But mostly, there's just this deep, peaceful silence that seems to extend back through the ages. You lie back on the soft ground, your body cradled by the accumulated leaves of hundreds of years. The earth beneath you feels alive, pulsing very gently with the life force of the trees and all the forest around you. You're connected to it, part of it, held by it. Looking up at the canopy of branches, you begin to notice things you hadn't seen before. There are small creatures living in these ancient trees. An owl sits on a high branch, its round eyes watching over the grove. Bats flit between the branches, their wing beats silent as whispers. Somewhere above, you hear the soft chittering of a squirrel settling into its nest for the night. And there, climbing down one of the massive trunks, is something magical. It looks like a small creature made of bark and leaves and moss, moving with careful purpose. Its eyes glow softly like firelight, and as it notices you, it pauses, regarding you with curiosity rather than fear. It's a forest spirit, you realize, a guardian of these ancient trees. After a moment, it seems to decide you're welcome here, and it continues its journey, disappearing into the shadows between the roots. You close your eyes, simply resting, and as you do, you become aware of something remarkable. You can feel the trees, not just the physical presence of them, but their awareness, their consciousness. They're aware of you lying here, this small human in their grove, and they're welcoming you, accepting you, holding space for you to rest and heal. In your mind's eye, you begin to see deeper. You see the roots of these trees, spreading far beneath the earth, reaching down to draw water and minerals from the deep places. You see how the roots of all 7 trees are interconnected, woven together beneath the surface, creating a network, a community. These trees aren't 7 separate beings, but one family, one entity, connected and supporting each other. And you see further, see that these roots connect not just to each other, but to all the other trees in the forest, to all the plants, to the mycelia in the soil, to the very earth itself. Everything is connected. Everything is one. And you're part of it too, lying here, breathing this air, connected to the trees through the oxygen they produce, connected to the earth through the food you eat, the water you drink. This understanding fills you with a profound sense of peace. You're not alone. You've never been alone. You're part of this vast web of life, connected to everything that grows, everything that breathes, everything that exists. The ancient trees have been teaching you this, showing you this truth. A warm breeze moves through the grove, rustling the leaves above, and you hear something in that rustling. It's like a voice, ancient and kind, speaking without words. It's saying, rest. Be still. You are held. You are safe. You belong here. Tears come to your eyes, gentle tears of release, of relief. How long have you been carrying the weight of thinking you had to do everything alone? How long have you forgotten that you're part of something so much larger? The trees accept your tears, understanding them, honoring them. Your tears water their roots, becoming part of the cycle, part of the connection. You don't know how long you lie there in the grove of ancient trees. Time doesn't seem to apply here in the usual way, but gradually you become aware that you feel different. Lighter somehow, more grounded, paradoxically, more connected, more whole. The weariness you've been carrying, the anxiety that has been your constant companion, has been absorbed by the earth beneath you, transformed by the ancient trees into something else. They've taken it from you, these wise old beings, and they've given you something in return. Strength, peace, the understanding that you're part of something eternal. You sit up slowly, reluctantly leaving the soft bed of leaves, but you know it's time to continue your journey. There's more of the enchanted forest to explore, and you're ready now. The ancient trees have prepared you, have given you what you needed. You stand and walk to each of the 7 trees, placing your hand on each trunk, thanking them silently. They seem to respond, each one, their bark warm beneath your touch, their presence steady and reassuring. You're welcome back anytime, they seem to say. This grove will always be here, waiting for you whenever you need it. At the edge of the grove, you turn back for one last look. The 7 ancient trees stand in their circle, solid and eternal, their branches interweaving above, their roots intertwining below. The moonlight filters through their leaves, creating that soft, sacred glow. And you carry this image, this feeling, this connection with you as you return to the path. The forest continues beyond the grove, and the path beckons you onward. You walk with a different step now, more grounded, more connected, more aware of your place in the great web of existence. The ancient trees have given you a gift, and you'll carry it with you always. The enchanted forest has more wonders still to show you, more healing to offer. And you're ready to receive it all, held by the memory of the ancient grove, connected to everything at peace. The pool of reflection. The path winds gently downward from the grove of ancient trees, leading you through a part of the forest that feels hushed and expectant, as if something special waits ahead. The trees here are elegant, with smooth bark that gleams silver in the moonlight. Their leaves are small and delicate, creating a canopy that filters the light into soft, dappled patterns on the forest floor. The glowing orbs continue to accompany you, their light gentle and warm. You've grown so accustomed to their presence that they feel like old friends now, these small luminous beings that have guided you through every step of your journey. They bob and weave around you as you walk, almost playful, leading you forward. You notice that the air is becoming cooler, damper. There's a freshness to it, the kind of air you find near water. And yes, you can hear it now, very faint at first but growing clearer, the sound of water, not flowing like the crystal stream, but the gentle lap of water against a shore, soft and rhythmic like breathing. The path curves around a large boulder covered in soft green moss, and then you see it. A pool perfectly round, nestled in a natural hollow in the forest floor. The water is so still, so dark, that at first it looks like a mirror made of polished obsidian. The trees grow right up to its edge on all sides, their branches leaning over the water as if gazing at their own reflections. You approach slowly, drawn by the mysterious beauty of this place. The pool is larger than you first thought, perhaps 50 feet across, its edges lined with smooth stones that have been worn round by time. Small flowers grow between the stones, white ones that glow softly in the darkness, adding their light to the scene. As you reach the edge of the pool, you kneel on one of the flat stones and look down into the water. The surface is perfectly still, perfectly clear, and so reflective that it's hard to tell where the real world ends and the reflection begins. You can see the trees reflected in perfect detail, their branches reaching down into the water sky. You can see the moon, full and bright, resting on the surface like a silver coin. And you can see yourself. Your face looks back at you from the water, but somehow different from how you usually see yourself in mirrors. The you in the pool looks peaceful, serene, with soft eyes and a gentle expression. This is you without all the masks, without all the tension you usually carry. This is your true self, the one that exists beneath all the anxiety and stress and worries of daily life. The water begins to glow very softly from within, a gentle luminescence that doesn't disturb the clarity of the reflection but adds to it, enhances it. The light seems to pulse slowly, rhythmically, like a heartbeat or like breathing. It's mesmerizing, soothing, drawing you deeper into a state of calm. You sit back on your heels, still gazing into the pool, and as you watch, the reflection begins to change. Not in a frightening way, but gently, showing you different images, different versions of yourself. You see yourself as a child, young and innocent, eyes full of wonder. The memory comes with it, a moment of pure joy, perhaps playing in a garden or laughing with a friend. The pool shows you this younger you, and you feel a wave of tenderness, of compassion for that child you once were. The image shifts, and now you see yourself at different ages, different stages of your life. Some images bring back happy memories, moments of success, times when you felt strong and capable and loved. Other images show harder times, moments of struggle, of pain, of loss. But the pool shows them all with the same gentle, accepting light. Every version of you, every stage of your journey, is held with equal compassion in these waters. You realize that the pool is showing you your own story, your own journey, but without judgment. It's not weighing your successes against your failures, not counting your mistakes or measuring your worthiness. It's simply showing you, this is who you are. This is who you've been. This is the path you've walked. And it's all okay. All of it. The good and the bad, the light and the shadow, all of it is part of your story, and your story is valuable. Tears come to your eyes again, different tears than before. These are tears of self-compassion, of self-acceptance. How often have you judged yourself harshly, held yourself to impossible standards, criticized yourself for not being enough? The pool asks you to let that go, to see yourself as you truly are, a being who has done the best you could with what you had, who has survived, who has kept going even when it was hard, who deserves kindness and compassion, especially from yourself. The images in the pool fade, and once again you see only your current reflection, looking back at you with those peaceful eyes. But something has shifted. You look at yourself differently now, with more kindness, with more acceptance, with more love. You reach out and touch the water with your fingertips. The surface ripples, and the ripples spread outward in perfect circles, distorting the reflection momentarily before the water stills again. The water is cool, refreshing, and you cup some in your hands, bringing it to your face. You wash your face with the water from the pool, and it feels like a baptism, a cleansing, a renewal. The water trickles down your face, your neck, and you feel it washing away old judgments, old criticisms, old ways of being harsh with yourself. When you look into the pool again, your reflection seems even more at peace, even more radiant. This is the gift of the pool of reflection, not just to show you who you are, but to help you accept it, embrace it, love it. You notice movement at the edge of the pool, across from where you kneel. A white heron has landed there, long-legged and elegant, moving with deliberate grace. It steps into the shallow edge of the pool and stands there, perfectly still, gazing down into the water. You watch it, and it seems to be looking at its own reflection, contemplating itself just as you have been. After a long moment, the heron dips its beak into the water and drinks. Then it spreads its magnificent wings, and in one fluid motion, it lifts into the air. You watch it fly up through the gap in the trees, its white feathers glowing in the moonlight, until it disappears into the night sky. It feels like a blessing, like a sign that you too can take flight, can rise above your old patterns, can soar. Around the pool, you notice other small creatures coming to the water's edge. A deer, stepping delicately between the trees, lowers its head to drink. A raccoon, clever and curious, washes its paws at the water's edge. Even a family of mice, tiny and quick, come to take their small sips. All creatures are welcome here at the pool of reflection. All beings come here to see themselves, to refresh themselves, to remember who they truly are. You stand and walk slowly around the pool, taking in the view from different angles. From each position, the pool shows you something different. Here, you see the reflection of the moon more clearly. There, you see the perfect mirror image of a particularly beautiful tree. And everywhere, you see the gentle glow from within the water, that soft pulsing light that seems to emanate peace. You find a spot on the opposite side of the pool, where a large flat rock juts out slightly over the water, creating a natural seat. You settle onto it, your feet dangling just above the water's surface. From here, you can see the entire pool spread before you, a perfect circle of dark, luminous water, reflecting the forest and sky, holding wisdom and acceptance in its depths. You sit here for a long while, just being present with yourself, with this moment, with this place. The pool has done its work. It has shown you yourself with compassion, has invited you to let go of harsh judgments, has reminded you that you are worthy of kindness, especially from yourself. The forest around you is peaceful, holding you in its embrace. The water continues its gentle lapping at the shore, a soothing rhythm that matches your breathing. The glowing orbs float nearby, their light mixing with the light from the pool, creating an atmosphere of magic and serenity. You think about everything you've experienced so far on this journey through the enchanted forest. The willow grove teaching you about release. The garden of glowing flowers showing you beauty and light. The crystal stream washing away what you don't need. The moonlit meadow connecting you to the vastness of existence. The singing stones reminding you that you're part of the harmony. The ancient trees showing you that you're connected to all of life. And now this pool helping you see yourself with compassion, with acceptance, with love. Each place has given you a gift. Each location has healed something, opened something, freed something. You feel so much lighter than when you began this journey, so much more at peace. The anxiety that once felt like a constant weight has dissolved, transformed by the magic of this enchanted place into something else. Into peace, into acceptance, into a kind of joy that comes from being fully present, fully yourself, fully alive. You take a deep breath, drawing in the cool air from the pool, the scent of water and flowers and forest. You hold it for a moment, feeling your lungs expand, feeling your chest rise. And then you release it slowly, feeling your body relax even more deeply into this perfect peace. Eventually, you know it's time to continue. The enchanted forest has more to show you, more gifts to give. But you'll carry the pool of reflection with you always, in your heart, in your mind. Whenever you need to remember to be kind to yourself, To see yourself with compassion, you can return here in your thoughts, can gaze into these waters, can wash your face with this healing light. You stand and take one last look at the pool. Your reflection looks back at you, peaceful and accepting, and you smile at yourself, perhaps for the first time in a long time, with genuine kindness and love. Then you turn back to the path, which continues on the far side of the pool, leading deeper still into the enchanted forest. As you walk away, you glance back once and see the pool glowing softly in the darkness, a perfect circle of light and reflection, waiting patiently for the next traveler who needs its gifts. And you continue on your way, more whole, more healed, more yourself than ever before. The Starfall Glade. The path from the pool of reflection winds upward again, climbing gently through the forest. The trees here seem to lean in as you pass, their branches forming archways overhead, as if blessing your journey. Your steps feel light now, unburdened. The peace you've gathered from each place you've visited has settled into your very bones, and you move through the forest with a grace you didn't know you possessed. The glowing orbs dance ahead of you, more animated than before, as if excited about where they're leading you. They swirl and loop through the air, leaving trails of golden light that fade slowly, like the afterglow of sparklers on a summer night. You follow them with a smile, trusting their guidance completely. As you climb higher, you notice the trees beginning to thin once more. The canopy above becomes less dense, and more moonlight filters through. But there's something else too, something in the air that makes you pause and tilt your head back. A sense of anticipation, of magic about to unfold, of something wondrous waiting just ahead. The path crests a small rise, and the forest opens suddenly into a glade. But this is unlike any of the other clearings you've encountered. This glade is positioned at the top of a hill, elevated above the surrounding forest, and as you step into it, you feel like you've walked into the sky itself. The grass here is short and soft, more like moss than regular grass, and it glows with a very faint bioluminescence, creating a carpet of soft blue-green light. The glade is roughly circular, perhaps 100 feet across, and completely open to the heavens above. No trees block your view of the sky, which stretches overhead in all its magnificent glory. But what takes your breath away, what makes you stop and wonder, is what's happening in the sky above the glade. Stars are falling. Not the brief streaks of shooting stars you've seen before, but something slower, more magical. Points of light are descending from the heavens, drifting down like luminous snow, like dandelion seeds made of starlight. You watch in amazement as these falling stars drift slowly downward, swirling and dancing as they descend. They're not falling quickly or burning up as meteors do. Instead, they float down gently, gracefully, as if they have all the time in the world. Some are white, some are golden, some glow with soft blue or pink or purple light. They twinkle and shimmer as they fall, creating trails of light behind them. You walk further into the glade, your eyes fixed on this celestial display, and as you watch, one of the falling stars drifts down right in front of you. You reach out instinctively, and the star lands gently in your outstretched palm. It's warm, this star, but not hot. It pulses softly with light, and it feels like holding a piece of pure joy, pure wonder, pure magic. The star sits in your palm for a moment, its light reflecting in your eyes, and then slowly, gently, it begins to dissolve, its light absorbing into your skin. You feel a warmth spreading from your palm up your arm, into your chest, filling you with a sensation that can only be described as happiness. Pure, uncomplicated, childlike happiness. More stars are falling now, dozens of them, hundreds, filling the air above the glade with their gentle descent. You spin slowly, arms outstretched, watching them fall all around you. Some land on your shoulders, dissolving into tiny sparkles. Others touch your hair, your face, each one leaving behind a warm sensation and a feeling of joy. You lie down on the glowing grass, looking up at the sky, watching the stars fall toward you. From this position, it's like being beneath a gentle storm of light, a cosmic blessing raining down from the heavens. The stars drift past your vision, some near, some far, all of them beautiful beyond description. The real stars, the ones that remain in the heavens, shine brilliantly above. The constellations are clear and bright, and the Milky Way stretches across the sky like a river of light. And from this cosmic river, these magical stars are falling, blessing the glade, blessing the forest, blessing you. You notice that where the stars touch the ground, tiny flowers immediately spring up. They're small, no bigger than your thumbnail, and they glow with the same light as the star that created them. Within moments, the entire glade is becoming covered in these starflowers, creating a field of living light. Blues and golds and pinks and purples, all glowing softly, all born from fallen stars. A star lands on your chest, right over your heart, and as it dissolves, you feel something opening inside you. It's as if a door you didn't know was closed has been gently opened, allowing light to flood into spaces that have been dark for too long. Old sorrows, old disappointments, old hurts that you've been carrying suddenly feel lighter, less heavy, less important. The starlight is healing them, transforming them, showing you that even the darkest night is full of light if you know where to look. You close your eyes, just feeling the stars landing on you, each one a tiny blessing, a small miracle. They touch your forehead, and you feel your mind becoming clearer, quieter. They touch your throat, and you feel your voice, your truth, being honored and freed. They touch your stomach, and you feel old anxieties dissolving. They touch your hands and feet, and you feel yourself becoming more grounded and more capable at the same time. This is a baptism of starlight, a cleansing by the cosmos itself. Every cell in your body is being renewed, refreshed, reminded that you are made of the same stuff as stars, that you carry within you the same light, the same magic, the same infinite potential. Opening your eyes again, you see that the glade has been completely transformed. The starflowers cover every inch of ground, creating a glowing tapestry of light. The falling stars continue their gentle descent, though fewer now, as if the main gift has been given, and now only the final blessings remain. You sit up slowly, careful not to disturb the starflowers, though they seem sturdy despite their delicate appearance. Looking at your hands, you notice that they're glowing softly, as if the starlight has been absorbed into your very skin. You look at your arms, your body, and realize you're glowing too, gently, like you've become luminous from within. This is what you truly are, you realize. This light, not the anxiety, not the worry, not the fear. Those are just shadows, temporary and insubstantial. Your true nature is this light, this warmth, this joy. The Enchanted Forest has been showing you this all along, through every location, every experience. And now, here in the Starfall Glade, with stars blessing you from above and starflowers blooming at your feet, you finally fully understand. You stand and begin to move through the glade, dancing almost, twirling among the falling stars and blooming flowers. You feel light, so light, as if you could float up into the sky yourself. You laugh, and the sound is pure and clear, echoing across the glade and into the forest beyond. It's the laugh of someone who has remembered how to be free, how to be joyful, how to be fully alive. A few other creatures have entered the glade, drawn by the starfall. A family of deer stands at the edge, their coats shimmering with starlight as the falling stars touch them. An owl swoops silently overhead, its wings trailing stardust. Even the glowing orbs that have been your companions seem to be celebrating, swirling and dancing in the air, joining the falling stars in their cosmic ballet. You make your way to the center of the glade, where a slightly raised mound provides a perfect vantage point. You sit here, cross-legged, surrounded by starflowers, beneath a gentle rain of falling stars, and you feel complete, whole, healed. Not because all your problems have been solved or all your challenges have disappeared, but because you've remembered who you truly are beneath all of that. You've remembered your light. The moon, still full and bright, shines down on the glade with what seems like approval. The stars in the heavens continue their ancient vigil. And the falling stars, those magical gifts from the cosmos, continue their gentle descent, though more slowly now, as if the main event is coming to an end. You sit in meditation, your hands resting gently on your knees, palms up, open to receive any final blessings. Your breathing is slow and deep, perfectly calm, perfectly peaceful. Your mind is quiet, not empty but spacious, like the sky itself. Your heart feels full, overflowing with gratitude for this journey, for this night, for this enchanted forest that has given you so much. One final star drifts down and hovers in front of you, eye level, as if looking at you. It pulses with warm golden light, and you have the sense that it's not just a star but a conscious being, a messenger from the cosmos itself. Without words, it communicates something to you. You are loved. You are seen. You are exactly who you need to be. Shine your light. The star drifts forward and touches your forehead, right between your eyes, and dissolves into you. You feel a final surge of warmth, of light, of pure love, and then everything becomes still. The starfall has ended. The glade is quiet now, peaceful, covered in glowing flowers that will remain as a reminder of this magical night. The regular stars continue to shine overhead, eternal and constant. And you sit in the center of it all, transformed, renewed, remembered. After a long moment of sitting in this perfect stillness, you know it's time to continue. There's more of the enchanted forest to explore, and you're ready for whatever comes next. You stand, brushing petals of starflowers from your clothes, though their glow remains on your skin. You take one last look at the Starfall Glade, committing it to memory. This place where heaven touched earth, where stars fell like blessings, where you remembered your own light. You'll carry this with you always, this knowledge, this feeling, this truth. The path continues on the far side of the glade, descending back into the forest. As you follow it, you notice that you're leaving glowing footprints behind, the starlight still radiating from you. Eventually, it will fade into a gentle inner glow that no one else can see, but you'll always feel. The gift of the stars, the reminder of your own luminous nature. The enchanted forest embraces you once more as you walk between the trees, and you're ready now for whatever final wonders it has to share, carrying within you all the gifts of your journey so far. The Whispering Cave. The path leads you down from the Starfall Glade, winding through the forest in gentle curves. You still feel the warmth of the starlight within you, a gentle glow that pulses in rhythm with your heartbeat. The trees seem to acknowledge this light in you, their branches swaying gently as you pass, as if bowing in recognition. The terrain begins to change. The path becomes rockier, and you notice large stones and boulders appearing more frequently among the trees. The forest floor slopes downward more steeply now, and you move carefully, your hand occasionally touching a tree trunk or stone for balance. But you feel sure-footed, confident, grounded in a way you haven't felt in a long time. The glowing orbs continue to lead you, their light reflecting off the increasingly rocky surfaces around you. The air grows cooler, and you catch the scent of minerals and deep earth, that ancient smell that speaks of stone and time and the bones of the world. The trees are thinning now, and ahead you see that the path leads toward a hillside covered in moss and ferns. As you draw closer, you realize that there's an opening in the hillside, a cave entrance partially hidden by hanging vines and ivy. The opening is natural, smoothly rounded by water over countless ages, wide enough to walk through comfortably. The glowing orbs pause at the entrance, hovering there as if waiting for you to catch up. When you reach the cave mouth, you pause too, peering into the darkness beyond. But it's not a frightening darkness. There's something inviting about it, something that calls to you, promising shelter, safety, and secrets worth discovering. You push aside the vines gently and step into the cave. The temperature immediately drops several degrees, but it's refreshing rather than cold, like stepping into a cool room on a hot day. The glowing orbs enter with you, and their light reveals that the cave is larger than it appeared from outside. The walls are smooth stone, worn by ancient waters, and they glisten with moisture that catches the light from your companions. The ceiling arches high above your head, creating a natural dome. The floor is sandy in places, covered with smooth pebbles in others, all worn round by time and water. As you move deeper into the cave, you notice the acoustics. Every sound is amplified, but gently, creating a soft echo that's soothing rather than jarring. Your footsteps make a pleasant sound. Your breathing seems to resonate through the space. And then you hear it, whispering. At first you think it might be wind moving through the cave, but there's no breeze down here. The whispers are coming from the walls themselves, or perhaps from the very air. They're not words exactly, or if they are, they're in a language older than any spoken on earth. But somehow you understand their meaning. They're speaking of rest, of shelter, of being held deep in the earth's embrace. You follow the sound deeper into the cave, and the path opens into a larger chamber. This room is breathtaking. The ceiling is covered in crystals that catch the light from the glowing orbs and multiply it, sending sparkles dancing across every surface. Some crystals are clear as water, others milky white, still others have hints of purple or pink or gold. They've grown here over millennia, reaching down from the ceiling like frozen waterfalls of light. In the center of the chamber, there's a shallow pool of water, perfectly still, perfectly clear. The pool is fed by a thin trickle of water that seeps through the rock, so slow and quiet you can barely hear it. Around the pool, smooth stones have been naturally arranged, creating comfortable places to sit. You make your way to the pool and sit on one of these stones. The whispering is louder here, more present, and you realize it's coming from the water, from the crystals, from the stone itself. The cave is speaking to you, and its message is one of deep, ancient peace. You look into the pool, and its surface is like glass. Unlike the pool of reflection that showed you yourself, this water shows you something different. It shows you depth. Looking into it is like looking into the earth itself, down, down, down through layers of stone and time, to the very heart of the world. The whispers continue, and you begin to understand their message more clearly. They're telling you about safety, about being protected. This cave has stood here for millions of years. It has weathered storms and earthquakes and the rise and fall of empires. It has provided shelter for countless beings, from ancient animals to early humans to travelers like yourself. Within these stone walls, nothing can harm you. You are held by something stronger and older than any worry, any fear, any anxiety. You lie back on the smooth stone, using a naturally rounded section as a pillow. From this position, you can see the ceiling of crystals above you, glittering like a second sky, like stars trapped in stone. The whispering surrounds you, a constant gentle sound that's deeply soothing, almost like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. Your body relaxes more deeply than it has at any point in your journey so far. There's something about being surrounded by stone, by being held within the earth, that allows you to truly let go. The ground supports you completely. The cave walls protect you fully. You are safe. You are held. You can rest. The glowing orbs have settled around the chamber, some floating near the ceiling, others hovering near the pool, their light creating a warm glow that mingles with the sparkle of the crystals. The effect is magical, like being inside a geode, surrounded by beauty and light and ancient peace. You notice your breathing slowing even more, becoming so deep and relaxed that each breath seems to connect you more firmly to the earth beneath you. With each inhale, you draw in the cool, mineral-scented air of the cave. With each exhale, you release any remaining tension, any last whisper of anxiety, letting it be absorbed by the stone, transformed by the ancient power of this place. The whispers seem to be telling you a story now, or perhaps reminding you of a truth you once knew but forgot. They speak of how all living things come from the earth and return to it, how you are not separate from the stone and soil but made of them, connected to them, part of them. They remind you that just as the earth holds you now, it always has and always will. You are never alone because you are part of the earth itself. A drop of water falls from a crystal above and lands in the pool with a soft plop. The ripples spread outward in perfect circles, and you watch them move, mesmerized. Another drop falls, and another. Slow, irregular, like a heartbeat, like the earth's own pulse. Each drop creates its circles, and they overlap, creating patterns of interference and harmony, a visual representation of how everything affects everything else, how all things are connected. You close your eyes, just listening to the drops, to the whispers, to the deep silence that underlies both. This is the silence you've been seeking, the quiet that exists beneath all the noise of the world. It's not the absence of sound, but rather the presence of peace so profound that it contains all sounds, all experiences, all of existence within its vast spaciousness. Time becomes irrelevant here in the cave. You might lie here for minutes or hours or days, and it wouldn't matter. The cave exists outside of time, in a space where only the present moment exists, eternal and unchanging. Past and future dissolve, and there's only now, only this, only the perfect peace of being held by the earth. You sense presences in the cave with you, though not visible ones. The spirits of all those who have sheltered here before you, perhaps. Or the consciousness of the stone itself, ancient and patient and wise. They don't intrude on your peace. They simply keep watch, benevolent guardians ensuring that your rest remains undisturbed. Eventually, gradually, you become aware that you've been given another gift. The cave has offered you the deepest rest, the most complete sense of safety and protection. It has reminded you that you are supported, that you are held, that you can let go completely because the earth itself is holding you. You sit up slowly, respectfully, feeling renewed in a way that's hard to describe. It's as if you've slept for 1,000 years and awakened refreshed, even though you've been conscious the whole time. The cave has worked its magic on you, has given you access to the deep, restorative rest that comes from feeling completely, utterly safe. You stand and walk to the edge of the pool, kneeling beside it. You cup some of the crystal-clear water in your hands and bring it to your lips. It's cool and pure, the most refreshing water you've ever tasted, as if it contains within it the essence of the earth itself. As you drink, you feel it travel through your body, bringing vitality, bringing strength, bringing the deep peace of stone and time. You place your hand on the cave wall, feeling the smooth stone beneath your palm. "Thank you," you whisper, and the cave whispers back, its voice echoing softly around the chamber, acknowledging your gratitude, blessing your journey. The glowing orbs stir, as if sensing that you're ready to continue. They drift toward the passage that leads deeper into the cave system, and you understand that there's more to explore, that the cave has more passages, more chambers, each with their own gifts to offer. But you also sense that the main gift has been given. The whispering cave has reminded you that you are held, that you are safe, that you can rest completely. Whatever lies ahead in your journey, both in this enchanted forest and in life beyond, you can carry this knowledge with you. You follow the glowing orbs through a narrow passage, your fingers trailing along the smooth stone walls. The passage curves and winds, sometimes opening into small chambers, sometimes narrowing so that you must turn sideways to pass through. But you never feel trapped or anxious. The cave is guiding you, leading you exactly where you need to go. And then ahead you see light. Not the golden glow of your companions, but natural light, soft and welcoming. The passage is leading you out, back into the forest, but through a different opening than the one you entered. This is the way of the cave. You enter one person and emerge another, transformed by the gifts of stone and silence and deep rest. You step out of the cave into the forest, and the air feels warmer, fresher, filled with the scents of growing things. The contrast makes you appreciate both the cave's cool shelter and the forest's living embrace. You've experienced both now, and you carry the gifts of each. The path continues, winding through the trees, and you follow it with a smile, feeling grounded, rested, safe, and ready for whatever wonders the enchanted forest has left to share. The Garden of Dreams. The forest welcomes you back with open arms as you emerge from the whispering cave. The trees seem taller here, more majestic, their trunks wrapped in climbing vines that bloom with small fragrant flowers. The air is warm and gentle, carrying with it a perfume that reminds you of summer evenings and childhood memories of gardens at twilight. The path beneath your feet has changed again. Now it's covered in soft flower petals, layers upon layers of them, creating a carpet that's thick and springy and releases sweet scents with each step. The petals are all colors: rose and lavender, cream and gold, pale blue and soft peach. They've fallen from the trees above, you realize, trees you've never seen before with blossoms that glow softly even in the darkness. The glowing orbs dance ahead of you with renewed energy, weaving between the flowering trees, and you follow them with a sense of joyful anticipation. Everything in this part of the forest feels softer, dreamier, as if the boundary between waking and sleeping has grown thin. The path winds through the flowering trees, and you notice that the blooms overhead are beginning to release their petals. They fall like snow, like gentle rain, drifting down through the air in slow spirals. You hold out your hand and catch one. It's soft as silk, warm to the touch, and it glows with a faint pink luminescence. As you watch, it slowly fades, dissolving into sparkles that absorb into your skin, leaving behind a feeling of gentle happiness. More petals fall around you, on you, creating a shower of soft color and light. You tilt your face up and close your eyes, feeling them land on your cheeks, your forehead, your lips. Each one that touches you leaves behind a tiny gift, a pleasant memory, a moment of joy, a feeling of contentment. The trees are sharing their dreams with you. You realize, each petal a small dream being offered as a gift. You continue walking through this petal rain, and the path opens into yet another garden, but this one is unlike any of the others you've encountered. This is the Garden of Dreams, and it's designed not just for the eyes, but for the heart, the imagination, the deepest parts of yourself where dreams are born. The garden is laid out in flowing, organic patterns with no straight lines or rigid structures. Paths of soft grass wind between beds of flowers that seem to shift and shimmer as you look at them, as if they exist partially in this world and partially in the world of dreams. Some flowers have petals that fade from one color to another as you watch. Others seem to have faces, gentle and kind, that smile at you as you pass. There are trees here unlike any that grow in the waking world. One has branches that hang down like a willow's, but instead of leaves, it has small glowing lanterns, each one containing what looks like a firefly but might be something more magical. Another tree has transparent leaves that catch the moonlight and create rainbow patterns on the ground beneath it. A third tree is covered in blossoms that chime softly when the breeze moves through them, creating music that sounds like distant bells. In various spots throughout the garden, there are places designed for rest and dreaming. Here, a hammock woven from vines and soft moss, suspended between two trees. There, a nest-like structure made of woven branches, filled with the softest materials imaginable. And over there, a daybed made of smooth stone but covered in cushions that look like clouds, soft and white and inviting. You're drawn to one of these resting places, a circular platform raised slightly off the ground, surrounded by flowering bushes that release a gentle, sleep-inducing fragrance. The platform is covered in what looks like the softest bed you've ever seen, with pillows of all sizes and blankets that appear to be woven from moonlight and mist. As you approach, The flowers around this sleeping space seem to increase their glow, welcoming you. You climb onto the platform and sink into the incredible softness. It's like lying on a cloud, on a dream itself. The blankets seem to arrange themselves around you, warm and light, covering you with just the right weight. You settle back against the pillows, and immediately you feel a wave of drowsiness wash over you. But it's not an uncomfortable sleepiness. It's the gentle pull toward dreams, toward rest, toward that liminal space between waking and sleeping where anything is possible and everything is beautiful. The garden around you seems to respond to your relaxed state. The flowers begin to glow more brightly, and you notice that their light pulses in a slow, steady rhythm that matches your breathing. The chiming tree plays its softest music, a lullaby that seems designed specifically for you. The sweet fragrance in the air deepens, and you recognize notes of lavender and chamomile and vanilla, all scents that promote peace and rest. As your eyes grow heavy, you notice something magical beginning to happen. Small lights are rising from the flowers, floating up into the air like luminous bubbles. They drift upward slowly, and as they rise, you can see images within them. These are dreams, you realize, dreams being born from the garden itself, offered to any who rest here. You watch as these dream bubbles float past. Some contain images of peaceful places, a quiet beach at sunset, a mountain meadow full of wildflowers, a cozy cottage with smoke rising from its chimney. Others show moments of joy, children laughing, lovers embracing, friends gathered around a table. Still others are more abstract, swirls of color and light, geometric patterns that shift and change, landscapes that couldn't exist in the waking world but are beautiful nonetheless. One dream bubble drifts close to you, hovering near your face. Inside it, you see yourself, but a version of yourself that's completely at peace, completely happy, living a life filled with joy and purpose. This you is smiling, confident, free from anxiety and fear. This is not just a dream but a possibility, a potential future, a reminder of who you could become, who you already are beneath all the layers of worry. The bubble gently pops, and the dream it contains showers down over you like stardust, absorbing into your mind, your heart, your very soul. You feel it taking root inside you, this vision of your peaceful, joyful self. It's not just a fantasy but a template, a guide, showing you what's possible when you let go of what no longer serves you. More dream bubbles float past, and you simply watch them, not trying to catch any but allowing them to be there, acknowledging the infinite possibilities that exist, the countless paths your life could take, all of them valid, all of them beautiful in their own way. Your eyes are closing now, truly closing, and you're drifting toward actual sleep. But in this magical garden, the boundary between sleeping and waking is so thin that it hardly matters. You could be dreaming already, or perhaps you've been dreaming all along, and this enchanted forest is itself a dream, a beautiful, healing dream that your soul created because you needed it. As you drift deeper into rest, you're aware of the garden continuing to care for you. The flowers pulse their gentle light. The trees sing their soft songs. The dream bubbles continue to rise and float. And beneath it all, there's a sense of being deeply, completely loved, held in the embrace of something vast and kind and eternal. You dream, and your dreams are beautiful. You dream of flying through star-filled skies. You dream of swimming in warm, clear water. You dream of walking through fields of flowers that stretch to the horizon. You dream of being embraced by light itself, pure and warm and infinitely comforting. You dream of home, not a place but a feeling, the feeling of belonging, of being exactly where you need to be, of being exactly who you are, and that being more than enough. Time passes, though you're not aware of it. In dreams, time doesn't exist the same way. You might sleep for minutes or hours or entire seasons. In the garden of dreams, it doesn't matter. You rest as long as you need to rest, and the garden holds space for you, patient and protective. Eventually, gently, you begin to rise back toward waking. Not with a jolt or a start, but slowly, peacefully, like floating up through warm water toward the light. Your dreams don't disappear, but rather begin to fade into that pleasant haze where you know you dreamed something wonderful, even if you can't quite remember all the details. You open your eyes slowly, and the first thing you see is the garden around you, still glowing, still beautiful. The dream bubbles are still rising from the flowers. The chiming tree is still playing its gentle music. But there's something different now. The sky is beginning to lighten. Not dramatically, but subtly, the deep black of night gradually giving way to the deep blue that comes before dawn. You've rested here through the deepest part of the night, you realize. You've slept and dreamed and been renewed. And now morning is coming, bringing with it a new day, a new beginning. You sit up slowly, stretching, and you feel incredible. Refreshed, restored, reborn. All the rest you've been needing for so long, perhaps for years, has been given to you here in this magical garden. Your body feels light and strong. Your mind feels clear and calm. Your heart feels full and open. You stand and take a moment to look around the Garden of Dreams, committing it to memory. This place where rest is honored, where dreams are nurtured, where healing happens in the gentle space between waking and sleeping. You know that whenever you need deep rest, whenever you need to dream, you can return here in your mind, can lie down on this soft bed, can let the garden's magic work on you once more. The glowing orbs are waiting patiently at the garden's edge, hovering near the path that will lead you onward. You make your way toward them, walking through the flowers, and as you pass, they seem to bow slightly, acknowledging you, blessing your journey. One last dream bubble floats past, and you pause to look at it. Inside, you see the enchanted forest itself, this entire magical place, and you understand that this too is a dream in a way. Not unreal, but real in a different way, real in the way that matters most. This forest is a dream of peace, of healing, of coming home to yourself. And you've been walking through this dream all night, collecting its gifts, becoming more whole with each step. The path leads you out of the Garden of Dreams and back into the forest. The trees here are familiar now, welcoming like old friends. The sky above is definitely lightening, the stars beginning to fade as dawn approaches. Your journey through the enchanted forest is nearing its end, but there are still 1 or 2 more wonders to experience before you complete your path. You walk on, feeling grateful, feeling healed, feeling ready for whatever comes next, both in this forest and in the life that waits beyond it. The Dawn Grove. As you walk through the forest, following the faithful glowing orbs, you notice the world around you beginning to transform. The deep darkness of night is gradually giving way to something softer, something gentler. The sky visible through the canopy above is no longer black, but the deepest blue, like indigo ink slowly being diluted with light. The forest seems to be waking up with the approaching dawn. You hear the first tentative bird calls, soft and questioning, as if asking, "Is it time? Is it morning?" Other birds answer, their voices joining in a chorus that starts quietly, but grows gradually stronger, more confident, more joyful. This is the dawn chorus, nature's way of greeting the new day, and it's one of the most beautiful sounds in the world. The air has changed too. It's cooler now, with a freshness that only exists in the hours just before sunrise. There's a slight mist beginning to form, rising from the forest floor, creating wisps and tendrils that drift between the trees like ghosts or spirits, or simply the breath of the earth itself. The glowing orbs that have been your constant companions throughout this journey are beginning to fade. Not disappearing, but their light growing softer, less necessary as natural light starts to filter through the trees. They seem content, these small luminous beings, as if they know their work is done and they can rest now. You feel a wave of affection for them, these silent guides who have led you through the magical night. The path is leading you upward again, climbing gradually. Your legs feel strong, capable of this final ascent, and you climb steadily, breathing in the cool pre-dawn air, feeling alive and awake and completely present. As you climb, the trees begin to change. They're thinner here, more widely spaced, and you realize you're approaching the edge of the forest, moving toward higher ground. The underbrush becomes less dense, and you can see further between the trees. The sky is visible in larger patches now, and its color is shifting, deepening into that rich blue that comes just before the sun rises. The path crests a rise, and suddenly you emerge into a grove at the very edge of the forest. This grove sits on top of a hill, the trees forming a semicircle that frames a view to the east. Beyond the trees, the land slopes away, and you can see for miles, rolling hills, distant forests, perhaps the glimmer of a river or lake in the far distance. And the sky, oh the sky, stretches out before you in all its pre-dawn glory. This is the Dawn Grove, the final destination of your enchanted forest journey. And you've arrived at exactly the right moment. The grove itself is beautiful in its simplicity. The trees here are birches, their white bark glowing softly in the growing light. Between them, the ground is covered in soft grass, still wet with dew. In the center of the grove, there's a natural formation of stones, flat and smooth, arranged in a way that creates a perfect place to sit and watch the eastern horizon. You make your way to these stones and sit down, facing east, facing the place where the sun will soon rise. The glowing orbs settle around you one last time, their light now barely visible, fading like stars at dawn. They hover there for a moment, and you sense gratitude from them, affection, blessing. Then, one by one, they wink out, their work complete, returning to wherever such magical beings go when they're not needed. But you're not alone. As you sit here, other creatures begin to enter the grove. A deer steps delicately between the birches and stands at the edge, facing east, waiting. A fox arrives, sitting on its haunches, its tail wrapped around its feet. Birds are gathering in the trees, more and more of them, all facing the same direction, all waiting for the same miraculous event. The sky continues to change, and now you can see colors beginning to emerge. The deep blue is lightening to azure, and along the horizon, a band of soft gold is appearing, edged above with pink and coral and lavender. The clouds, thin and wispy, are catching the light, turning from gray to silver to gold. You watch in silence, barely breathing, as the colors deepen and spread. The gold becomes more intense, more radiant. The pinks and corals glow with increasing brightness. The whole eastern sky is becoming a painting, a masterpiece created fresh each morning, never the same twice, always perfect. The bird chorus has reached its full strength now, dozens or perhaps hundreds of voices joining together in celebration of the coming light. Their songs are pure joy, pure gratitude, pure aliveness. You feel your own heart joining in, even without sound, singing its own silent song of thanksgiving. And then, just as the anticipation becomes almost unbearable, it happens. A tiny arc of brilliant light appears on the horizon. The sun, the actual sun, beginning its daily journey across the sky. That first tiny sliver of light is so bright, so intense, that it's almost difficult to look at, but you can't look away. The arc grows slowly, steadily, more of the sun emerging from behind the curve of the earth. And as it does, everything changes. The golden light begins to spread across the land, touching the hilltops first, then flowing down into the valleys. The river or lake in the distance catches the light and suddenly blazes with reflected glory. The trees around you begin to glow as the light reaches them, their leaves turning luminous green and gold. And the light reaches you. You feel it on your face first, warm despite the cool morning air. It touches your closed eyelids, and even through your closed eyes, you can sense its brilliance. You open your eyes and let the light fill your vision, let it fill you completely. This is what you've been journeying toward all night. This moment, this light, this new beginning. The Enchanted Forest has been preparing you for this, healing you, opening you, helping you release everything you no longer need, so that you can fully receive this gift. The gift of a new day, a new start, a new opportunity to live fully, joyfully, at peace. The sun continues to rise, and within minutes, it has fully emerged from the horizon, a perfect golden disk, radiant and warm and life-giving. The entire landscape is bathed in golden light now, transformed by the touch of dawn. Everything that was gray and shadowed is now revealed in full color, vibrant and alive. You feel tears on your cheeks, but they're tears of joy, of gratitude, of being moved by beauty so profound it touches something deep in your soul. You've traveled through this entire night, through the enchanted forest, collecting gifts at every turn. And now, at the journey's end, you receive the greatest gift of all, the light. The reminder that no matter how dark the night, dawn always comes. No matter how heavy the burden, relief exists. No matter how deep the anxiety, peace is possible. You stand, your arms spreading wide as if to embrace the sun, the light, the new day. The deer and fox and birds seem to do the same in their own ways, all of creation joining together in this moment of greeting the dawn. The light fills you completely now, every cell in your body, every corner of your mind, every chamber of your heart. You feel it burning away any last traces of darkness, any remaining shadows, leaving only this: warmth, light, life, joy, peace. You understand now that this is what you are. Not the anxiety, not the stress, not the worry. Those are just clouds that sometimes pass across your sun, but they are not the sun itself. You are this light. You are this warmth. You are this endless capacity for new beginnings, for fresh starts, for rising again, no matter how many times you've fallen. The Enchanted Forest has given you so many gifts. The release of the willows, the beauty of the glowing garden, the cleansing of the crystal stream, the vastness of the moonlit meadow, the harmony of the singing stones, the connection of the ancient trees, the self-compassion of the reflecting pool, the joy of the starfall, the safety of the whispering cave, the rest of the dream garden. And now this final gift, the dawn, the reminder that you can begin again, that every day is a new opportunity, that you are always and forever capable of renewal. You sit back down on the stones, watching as the sun continues its climb into the sky. The golden light is gradually becoming whiter, brighter, the full light of day. The magical quality of dawn is beginning to fade into the practical light of morning. But you'll always remember this moment, this feeling, this profound sense of peace and possibility. The forest behind you is fully visible now in the daylight. You can see the paths you walked, the places you visited, all revealed in the morning light. The enchanted forest is still magical, still beautiful, but it's becoming part of the ordinary world again. Or perhaps you're seeing that the ordinary world has been magical all along, if only you have eyes to see it. You know that your journey through the enchanted forest is almost complete. There's just one more step, one more place to visit, before you return to the world beyond. But you're ready now. You're healed, renewed, transformed by your night in the magical woods. You take one last look at the rising sun, committing this image to your heart. Then you turn and see the path leading back into the forest one final time, leading you toward the journey's true end. The circle's end, the journey home. As you rise from the stones in the dawn grove, you feel different from the person who entered the enchanted forest at the beginning of this journey. Lighter, calmer, more whole. The morning sun warms your back as you turn toward the path that leads deeper into the trees one final time. The forest in daylight is different from the forest at night, yet just as beautiful. The morning light filters through the leaves, creating patterns of gold and green that dance on the forest floor. Birds continue their joyful chorus, and you can see them now, flitting from branch to branch, small bodies full of energy and song. The mist is beginning to lift, evaporating in the warming air, creating wisps of vapor that catch the sunlight and glow. The path is clear before you, winding between the birch trees, and you follow it with a peaceful heart. There's no hurry now. You walk slowly, savoring each step, grateful for everything you've experienced in this magical place. As you walk, you begin to notice something. The path is leading you past places that seem familiar. There's a grove of trees that reminds you of the ancient oaks, though smaller, younger. There's a small pool that echoes the reflecting pool, though this one shows you the morning sky rather than the night. A stream runs alongside the path for a while, its water clear and bright, singing its own version of the crystal stream's song. You realize that the path is taking you through a kind of summary of your journey, reminding you of all the places you've visited, all the gifts you've received. Each location has left its mark on you, has healed something, opened something, freed something. And now, in the morning light, you're seeing them again, acknowledging them, thanking them. The path winds through a small meadow, and the grass is covered in wildflowers that glow softly even in the daylight, reminding you of the garden of glowing flowers. Butterflies dance among the blooms, their wings catching the light. You pause to watch them for a moment, remembering the peace of that magical garden, the beauty that took your breath away. As you continue, you come to a place where large stones sit alongside the path, and though they don't sing in the daylight, you can almost hear the echo of their night song, can almost feel their vibrations. You place your hand on one of the stones, warm from the sun, and whisper a quiet thank you for the harmony they taught you, for the reminder that you're part of the great song of existence. The forest grows denser for a while, and you pass through a section of tall trees that remind you of the willow grove, though these are different species. Their branches still create that same sense of being held, being embraced. You walk slowly beneath them, letting their presence wash over you, remembering how the willows taught you about release, about letting go. And then, as you round a gentle bend in the path, you see it, the edge of the forest. Through the trees ahead, you can see open space, sunlight unfiltered by leaves, the world beyond the enchanted forest. Your journey is truly coming to its end. But before you reach that edge, the path leads you to one final place. A small clearing, perfectly circular, carpeted with soft moss and surrounded by a ring of trees. In the center of this circle, there's a single stone, flat and smooth, carved with symbols you don't recognize but somehow understand. This is the heart of the enchanted forest, you realize. The center, the source of all the magic you've experienced. You walk to the center and sit on the stone. As you do, you feel a pulse of energy, gentle but unmistakable, rising up through the stone into your body. It's as if the forest itself is speaking to you one final time, offering one last blessing, one final gift. And in that moment, everything becomes clear. You understand that the enchanted forest has always been here, waiting for you. Not just as a physical place, but as a state of being, a level of consciousness, a way of moving through the world. The peace you found here, the healing you've received, the gifts you've gathered, they're not separate from you. They are you. They've always been you. The forest has simply reminded you, has helped you remember what you already knew but had forgotten. You are the willow grove, capable of release and flow. You are the glowing garden, full of beauty and light. You are the crystal stream, always moving, always cleansing, always fresh. You are the moonlit meadow, vast and open and connected to everything. You are the singing stones, creating harmony wherever you go. You are the ancient trees, rooted deep and reaching high, connected to all of life. You are the reflecting pool, capable of seeing yourself with compassion. You are the starfall, made of light, blessed by the cosmos. You are the whispering cave, a place of safety and deep rest. You are the garden of dreams, where healing happens and possibilities are born. You are the dawn, forever capable of new beginnings. This understanding fills you completely, and you sit with it for a long moment, letting it settle into every part of your being. This is what you came here to learn. This is what you came here to remember. Not that you need to find peace somewhere outside yourself, but that you are peace. Not that you need to seek healing in some distant place, but that you are the healer and the healed, the journey and the destination, the seeker and what is sought. When you stand from the stone, you feel complete, whole, ready. The Enchanted Forest has given you everything you needed, but more importantly, it has helped you recognize everything you already had, everything you already were. You walk to the edge of the clearing, to the point where the path leads out of the forest. You pause at the threshold, looking back one last time at the trees, the path, the clearing with its carved stone. The forest seems to shimmer for a moment, as if waving goodbye, or perhaps saying, "Until we meet again," because you understand now that you can return here anytime you need to. Not just in your imagination, though that's powerful too, but in reality. The Enchanted Forest exists wherever you bring presence, peace, and awareness. It exists in your own backyard, when you take the time to really see the trees. It exists in a park, in a garden, in any natural space where you allow yourself to slow down, to breathe, to connect. It exists in your own heart, in the quiet moments when you remember who you truly are beneath all the anxiety and stress. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs with the forest air one last time. Then you step forward, crossing the threshold, emerging from the enchanted forest into the world beyond. The world that greets you is beautiful. Perhaps you're in a real forest, or perhaps you're in your own bedroom, waking from the most restful sleep you've had in years. Perhaps you're sitting in a comfortable chair, having journeyed through this story with your imagination. Wherever you are, you carry the enchanted forest with you now. It lives inside you, a source of peace and healing you can access whenever you need it. You notice that you're breathing deeply, calmly. Your body feels relaxed, loose, comfortable. Your mind is quiet, spacious, at peace. Your heart is open, full, grateful. The anxiety that may have been your companion for so long has transformed. It hasn't necessarily disappeared completely. That's not always how healing works, but it's different now. Smaller, quieter, less powerful. And you know that you have tools now, memories of the enchanted forest, experiences of peace that you can return to whenever the anxiety tries to return. You stretch gently, feeling your body, grateful for it, for all it does, for all it allows you to experience. You take another deep breath, and as you exhale, you smile. A genuine smile, born from true peace, from real contentment. The journey through the enchanted forest is complete. But in another sense, it's just beginning. Because now you know the way. Now you understand that peace is not something you have to search for in some distant place, but something you can cultivate right here, right now, in this very moment. As you go about your day, or as you drift off into natural sleep, you carry with you all the gifts of the enchanted forest. The release of the willows, the beauty of the glowing garden, the cleansing of the crystal stream, the vastness of the moonlit meadow, the harmony of the singing stones, the connection of the ancient trees, the self-compassion of the reflecting pool, the light of the starfall, the safety of the whispering cave, the dreams of the garden, the promise of the dawn, and most of all, you carry the understanding that you are enough. You are whole. You are worthy of peace, of rest, of joy. You are part of the great web of existence, connected to everything, held by something much larger than yourself. You are both the journey and the destination, the seeker and what is sought. Rest now. Be at peace. You are home. You have always been home. The Enchanted Forest Path has led you exactly where you needed to go. Back to yourself, back to peace, back to the truth of who you really are beneath all the anxiety and worry and fear. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. You are at peace. And whenever you need to remember this, whenever you need to find your way back to this feeling, you know the way. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and step onto the Enchanted Forest Path once more. It will always be there, waiting for you, ready to offer its gifts, ready to remind you of your own light, your own peace, your own wholeness. The journey is complete. The circle is closed, and you are home. Rest well, dear traveler. Rest well. The end.